Hey guys, it's me Charuta and welcome to my channel. If you're seeing me for the first time, welcome. I hope you decide to stay by subscribing to my channel, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching my videos and supporting my channel. So I did a 2022 trend predictions video which I had so much fun doing, and I predicted all these trends, and it was my first time actually predicting all these trends and doing a trend prediction video. As I said in that video as well, I generally do trend alerts in spring, summer and autumn, winter, but this time around I decided to do a trend predictions video. In case you still want me to do the trend alerts that I do, let me know or leave that in the comments below, so I'll be happy to do that video as well. So for this video, I decided to do my thrift wish list video. So I'll be talking about the things that I have in my thrift wish list for 2022, and maybe if I make this video I'll manifest those thrift finds for this year. So I actually made a list of 10 things that I want to thrift this year, and let's get started with that. I'm excited to share all those with you guys. So the first thing that I really want to thrift are a pair of vintage Gucci mules. I got a pair of vintage Gucci heels for my birthday last year, and when I was looking for those heels, I actually found the heels that I'm actually talking about. So those are currently sold out on RealReal. So those are basically mule sort of sandals. Then they have a very low kitten heel. They have the vintage Gucci monogram design. They have a beautiful beige sort of color, and on the front they have this metallic plate that says Gucci on it, and I absolutely love them. They are so out of my budget. I think they were for $300 or $400 on RealReal, and I did not want to spend that much money, but I am still looking for them and I am manifesting them. I really want to thrift those, and I feel like those style of sandals are going to be really big, so that is number one on my thrift wish list. The second thing that I am absolutely obsessed with and that I want to thrift are vintage designer trench coats. I also talked about them in my trend predictions video. I either want to get a vintage Christian Dior men's trench coat. I have seen so many people find that trench coat in thrift stores. I watched TaylorMade Style and she actually found one in the thrift store, and a lot of people I follow actually are finding them in the thrift stores. So I'm crossing my fingers and I'm hoping that I could find one as well. And in case I do not find one, I'll probably just look for them on eBay. I also want to, like, I'm confused between the vintage Dior trench coat and the vintage Burberry trench coat. I want to get vintage Burberry because it has the beautiful Nova plaid check pattern on the inside, which I feel like is so iconic, and that is why I want to go for that one. But in reality, if I find any of them in the store, I would just buy them, and in case I cannot find them, I'll just look through eBay, and if I get a good deal, I'll probably get that. The third thing on my thrift wish list is a pair of beautiful green, matcha green, sage green sort of color square-toed boots. I want a good pair of vintage green leather square-toed boots with a good block heel that I can actually walk in. I feel like I'm talking about a very specific kind of boot, and I won't just find these boots off the bat in the thrift stores. I'll have to look for them, but I'm willing to do that. I am not going to buy them off eBay. I actually want to thrift them in the thrift store, and I saw Jenna Phipps actually thrift her dream mushroom vintage lamp from IKEA. So I am also manifesting these finds. So fourth on my thrift wish list is actually LV Petite vintage bucket bag with monogram on it. I actually talked about it when I was unboxing my bucket bag from Michael Kors. I've been wanting to get the LV vintage bucket bag for so long, and since it was a little out of my price range, I decided to settle for the MK one. It is in the same color scheme and it has the same sort of silhouette, and I also feel like bucket bags are coming back. I did not buy that bucket bag thinking that, but they are definitely coming back, and these LV bags would get so much more difficult to get, and I really want to get a vintage bucket bag by LV. So yeah, that is fourth on my thrift wish list, and I hope I find one this year. So fifth on my thrift list is actually a quilt coat or a blanket coat. I have seen them become really popular over the past 2 years. When they came out, I was little apprehensive to get one because I felt like it's just a trend and a fad, which I still believe it is. But since I live in Boston and things get really cold, and I do not want to like wear a puffer every day when it's super cold, I need options for other coats as well that I can wear when it's like cold, but they are not puffers. Even though puffers are in trend right now, I am not the biggest fan of puffers. I feel like they're really ugly and they just don't look good with the kind of outfits I put together. So I really want to get a quilt or a blanket coat, but all the Instagram stores or the independent designers that make the quilt coats from Vintage Quilts sell them for way too much. Like they go for like $500 and $600, and obviously I don't have that kind of money to spend on a quilt coat or a blanket coat. So what I would probably do is I would thrift a quilt from a thrift store and then make a coat for me by sewing it. I don't know if my little sewing machine would be able to handle me stitching a quilt coat, but we're definitely gonna try. Okay, so I have been really into designer pieces and vintage designer pieces, and I really want to thrift more of them this year round. So sixth on my thrift list is a pair of vintage designer sunglasses, which are really difficult to come by in a good condition because most of them either have scratches on the lenses or on the side arms. So the kind of style that I'm looking for is actually a rectangular sort of style with thick frame, and they have thick side arms as well, and basically these side arms have the logo. So Gucci one has this double G logo, and I am in particular looking for Versace ones because they have the Medusa emblem and they have the Versace logo, which I feel like is so unique and so different, and it's also very extra. Imagine a black pair of rectangular frames with the vintage Versace logo on the side arms. That is something very specific that I'm looking for. I'm not sure if I would actually find that in a thrift store. I would either find it in a consignment store or on eBay or Real. That means I'll have to spend more money. So number 7 on my thrift wish list is Gucci loafers, and I want vintage Gucci loafers. I already have a really good pair of black vintage loafers. They aren't designer, but I absolutely love them. They are leather and they have a chunky sole. I've already shown them to you guys in a lot of my videos, but I really want to get Gucci loafers, and I want to get vintage Gucci ones, and preferably men's loafers because I feel like they have a better structure and a better design, and I do not want to buy black loafers. I want to go for brown leather loafers. I don't want monogram or anything. I just want a classic brown Gucci loafer, and I feel like I would be able to find them in a thrift store because the thrift stores that I have around, they do have a lot of vintage footwear and a lot of vintage bags. You just need to know if they're real or fake. So I feel like I would be able to find it in the thrift store that I have around me. So I am manifesting it. I hope I find them in the thrift stores that I have around. So 8th on my list is a vintage basque waist dress, and I really want to get a vintage basque waist dress because I feel like they fit so well and they are made in such a beautiful way, and I want to find a true vintage one. So basically basque waists are a French sort of waist. I've talked about them in length in my trend predictions video, so you can go to my trend predictions video to see what a basque waist is. But I am really excited to find a basque waist dress and like wear it for summer with my little loafers and my little bag and put a scarf in my hair. It would be such a vibe. So yeah, that's number 8 on my thrift list. Okay, number 9 is something that's really basic and you find them so easily in the thrift store for such cheap prices, but for some reason I have not been able to find the exact one that I have in my head. So number 9 is a classic crisp white button-up shirt. If you guys don't already know, I am obsessed with button-up shirts, and I am obsessed with thrifting them from the men's section, and Goodwill is literally the best place to buy them because they sell it for I think $3 or $4. So I really want to get a white button-up shirt which is a little oversized, and I feel like it looks really good with a pair of jeans and some loafers, and they also look really good layered over dresses and skirts, and you know what I mean. They have such a cool girl vibe going on, and I feel like white button-up shirts look so good with trousers or work pants because the pants are so beautifully made, and I absolutely love this particular combination. Add a white button-up shirt, add a well-made pair of pants, and add loafers, and add your favorite little bag. My favorite little bag is a vintage Coach bag that I thrift store, and I literally wear it with everything. So yeah, I really want a white button-up shirt. So number 10 on my list is a beautiful vintage leather coat. I have a vintage coat that is a black leather coat, but it's fake leather, it's not real leather. So I really want a beautiful vintage leather coat with buttery leather, and I either want it in a burgundy color or a deep orange sort of tan color, caramel sort of color, or a sage green sort of color. Since I already have the black one, I really want the second one to be more of a statement piece. That is why I want to go for these colors. And last on my thrift wish list is actually thrifting vintage designer bags. I am absolutely obsessed with anything vintage designer. So there are a lot of vintage bags that I want to thrift, and I talked about the vintage LV Petite bucket bag because it's literally on the top of my list. I really want to get it. But there are other bags like Gucci Jackie that I want to thrift, and I feel like Gucci Jackie has already been re-released, so the prices are going up. I really want a Fendi Zuka print bag or Fendi baguette. They also have a Fendi Zuka chef bag that is so nice. It's a little bag that looks so cute. I also want to thrift a Coach satchel bag. It's called the Willis bag, and it's a leather bag, and it has the turn lock that is very prominent in all Coach bags, and they also have a patent for that turn lock. And Coach actually has come up with similar bags, and they've also restored their own vintage bags which are the Willis bag if I'm not wrong, and they're selling it for like $500 or $600 after restoring them. So I really want to get one of those, probably in brown or a black would also work. Yeah, those are some of the vintage bags that I am really looking forward to thrift. And yeah, these are all the things that I have on my thrift wish list. I hope I can find some of these pieces this year in the thrift stores. I'll be also looking at eBay and Real, but I do not want to spend like $300 or $400 to thrift a single piece because can't afford right now. So yeah, in case there are any particular pieces that you guys are looking to thrift this year around, leave them in the comments below. Or if you feel like there is something else that's going to be super in this year that I'm missing, let me know, because I would definitely add it to my thrift wish list. And I am also planning to do a favorite thrift finds of 2021 videos, so let me know if you guys are interested in watching that video. I would be happy to film it for you guys. And in case you like this video, you know what to do. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell button so that you get notified every single time I upload a video. And that's it for this video. I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye.